Well, at TIS we presented actually two levels of new developments. One was I participated yesterday in a debate which was about the new models of tourism communication. And to be honest with you, of course, we discussed the new models which would be a much more video engagement. Now we talk about long videos that would be, let's say, on YouTube, etc. That would be rather like YouTube style, like 5 minutes, 10, 15 minutes, about travel experiences. So people, before they go to any place and spend thousands of euros, potentially could see a short 10, 15 minutes video of a personal experience of a person. So not like a marketing video selling how great the resort is, but rather a person that really stated the place and kind of recorded his own experiences. So that helps a lot, like the first-hand experience. Now, we discussed, of course, also the short videos, because right now, when we talk about the new models of tourism communication, we talk about TikTok. So what about the younger generation, right? So the young kids, the time span for the concentration is like 5, 10, 15 seconds. So what we were discussing yesterday, also I was giving some advice to some people that do this. Hey, what about you do both formats so you can pick up two different generations? And of course, like on the new level of communications, you can talk about all those advanced ways like 3D, virtual reality, etc. But what I was reminding yesterday, many people, that it's great to be like the pioneers, great to go into new channels. But most of the businesses we encounter as a digital marketing agency is they don't do the basics right. So you produce videos that only maybe 50 people gonna see. So how do you scale up the views of your video on YouTube? So we are experts on that and we are talking about this. Or imagine you put those videos on your website, but it loads very slow. So it's great, you invested hundreds of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars, but people actually don't find you or they can't load the content. So that was one part. The second part, what we discussed about the new models, as we've seen as a digital agency a need also to be more specific. So we acquired a couple of touristic companies, etc. And what we are doing now is we are doing the typical, let's say, Google optimization, paid ads, social ads. So typical what a service agency would do, but we complemented now with integrations of PMS, omnichannels and others. So we've got developers, and on the end side, flip side also, we've got a CRM for fidelization and direct sales. So our product, we call it Convertix Travel, is essentially looking particularly at hotels, but also, let's say, touristic companies that might have the need of combining those different channels. Yeah, the challenges and opportunities for the tourism industry today, I think that quite many, but one I would like to connect to my previous responses a bit. I think we see a couple of those. It's essentially how to recover the tourism we had the pre-pandemic, right? That's number one. So there's still like a lot of connections, flights, etc. Other things, they're still not on the same level. People are a bit more scared maybe to do certain things. You've got social distance, you've got other measures depending where you go. People still walk with masks. So I would say still take care of people, how the pandemic has affected on those things. That's I think it's a challenge. Number two is how to actually increase intake of tourists at certain places that have suffered the most, right? So that's very important. Then I would say on the digital side, what we do, how do you scale up? Actually, new resorts, new things. So I was just talking to a hotel chain yesterday, quite a big one, that were focused on urban hotels. Now they've been acquired by luxury group, and now they're going into resort type of hotels. Now there's been a lot of M&A and fusion and expansion going on during this time. So some consolidation, some markets. Now, how do you reposition brands? That people know you see as a urban hotel for professionals, all of a sudden you're a resort. How do you do that, right? And I think last but not least is exactly this scaling up of new technologies. So I was just having a chat here with someone who is doing virtual reality called PassView actually, glasses that you can walk around the city and see how the city was 300 years ago. It's cool, but not many people search actually for your brand. So how do these new developments, and I could name probably another 50 new developments, how do you position? You're the pioneer. How do you make sure people find your product? And I think this is a good challenge to have. TIS, what does it mean for the sector? It's a great question, actually. I think it's the human part. So coming back to touch people, to be close with people, to touch the products, and to feel the vibe. Because in the end of the day, I think it's great to work hybrid remote. It's great to see all these products on websites, but actually you can't replace the human relationship. Like, how do you replace a gala dinner? How do you replace a coffee break? How do you replace all that via video? Well, it's not replaceable. So I think in a way what these type of events mean, we learn a lot. We see so many solutions here at the same time. And actually what happens is we bump into people that we didn't know they exist in solutions that they have. So I think one of the biggest things for me is to go to TIS and this type of events is to discover things I would never discover sitting at home, because I don't even know they exist. So that's a great way in 2-3 days to get to know all the solutions. So I definitely recommend it. And it's my second edition and I want to come back.